everybody. This is the first episode of my D&D podcast called Gratimore, and I'm here with my one and only player, Talbot.
I thought you were about to say one and only friend. I was about to get really sad. I'm Talbot Solenberger. I'm going to be playing the level 1 monk, a human monk named Dem Trielle. Dem came from a family of crime. His mother, when he was young, was caught doing a heist and was hung publicly, which still reminds him to this day of what's at stake. Ever since then, he has had a strong relationship with his father, who taught him how to live this life and make it through safely. He lives strongly by the Thieves' Code, which is how I believe I'm going to stay true to the lawful nature of being a monk. Lawful in the sense that I have a personal code that I live by, not necessarily the law of the land.
All right, sounds cool. Are you close with your family at all, or is it like a pretty...
No, my father and I are pretty close. I see him as much as I can. We live decently close together. I mean, we're in the same city, so I spend as much time with him as I can.
Okay.
I live with my gang of thieves that I live with. It's 4 people. It is called Grig's Gang. It is led by Grig, who is a half-orc. He's 6'5" and enormous. Me, myself, there's also Desina, who is a half-elf. She's very stealthy, very thief-like in that sense. Whereas Griggs is big and imposing, Desina is the kind of person that'll steal from you and you won't even know it happened. Then there's also Kabe, who is a fledgling sorcerer. He's got some sort of magical bloodline going on. He's not sure what it is. But he uses a lot of his powers to distract and to interfere with other people while the rest of the gang is actually stealing things.
Nice. All right. Well, if you don't mind, we will be getting started right away.
Sounds good.
So, you have been Grig's gang for a little while. You've been with them better half of a year, maybe even more than a year. You've been with them since the Summer Revolt, or the Summer Uprising. So you got a pretty good feel for what y'all do. Y'all do, I guess you could describe them as petty crimes, mostly.
We're pretty small time.
Right. Yeah. Although, y'all are a very talented group at what y'all do. For today, y'all have a job to do already. You and Kabe have decided to set out to rob another gang. But a bunch of relative nobodies. You never even really heard about them. But the reason why you're going to rob this gang is because Griggs got some information from his fence. He says that this gang was saying that they robbed a caravan outside the city, but far away enough to where they could get away with it and not attract attention from the city militia or the city guard at that point. And they've actually been boasting at local taverns, to other gangs and just like other miscreants, like this haul that they got. So you and Kabe decided to take them down a peg and take what they've stolen, because it's almost like the easiest to rob small-time gangs, since one, local law enforcement doesn't care as much about it, and 2, you feel that you could probably hold your own against them if a fight were to break out.
We're more experienced than they are. We probably feel like we're a little bit better than them. Mm-hmm. As far as being thieves go. We generally like to keep our, whenever we make a heist or steal anything, we like to keep it on the down low. So these guys bragging about it is kind of giving a bad name to thieves as a whole. So we're definitely down to kind of take them down a peg.
So, Greg said that they operate mostly on the east side of Gratimore. Further away from the docks than what you're used to. Your gang mostly operates on the south side, closer to those docks, to the docks of Gratimore. So y'all are walking through the street, and you know that their hideout is located east. It's located near the East Garrison Keep. It's in a collection of houses close to it. But from what you heard, apparently they're a pretty rambunctious group of hoodlums. You'll know them when you hear them, is what Griggs says. Once you reach the common housing of the area, you hear a bunch of rambunctious yelling and a bunch of rabble rousing coming from an alley up the street a bit. Right now, it's a bit early in the morning. There's not many people out quite yet, but that's okay because you do a lot of your work in the wee hours of the morning and at night when there's not as many people out doing stuff, especially in the inner city. So you are with Kabe. You and Kabe are walking down the street heading towards this alley. We'll roll a perception check.
15.
15? Okay. If you were to guess from just like the sounds of the voices, you guess that there's probably like a small group of them, like maybe 4 in that alley from what you can hear. You and Kabe are just like walking towards them, but then you stop near one of the common houses, and then Kabe looks over and says, all right, Dem, how do you want to go about this?
Can I hear what they're yelling about?
Yeah, you can hear them pretty clearly. They're just, yelling about like just generic street thug stuff.
Are they fighting about something, or are they?
No, it sounds like they're drunk actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like they've been drinking because it's mostly boastings about wenches they've had, about like just people they've robbed or people they've messed with and other gangs they fought and things like that. But it sounds like they're probably a bit tipsy.
Can you describe the building?
The common housing is all very uniform in the way they're all designed. They're all 2-story townhouses. And each townhouse probably holds like 4 families, two downstairs, 2 upstairs. The housing are all made of wood and primitive plaster, with like thatched roofs and things like that. They're like grouped together in groups of 2 with like alleys separating those buildings.
So is it 1 story or 2 stories? Sorry.
2 stories.
2 stories.
Yeah, and you know that there's actually usually a way to get up to the 2nd story from the outside, be it a ladder or some platforms or something.
Now, are they on the 2nd story or are they on the 1st story?
You haven't seen yet. You're still outside.
I'm gonna slowly kind of go around the perimeter.
Okay, the perimeter of the house.
Yeah.
That like around the alley that's opposite of where they are.
Yeah.
Not opposite, but the alley that's on the other side of the house.
I'm going to go around clockwise around the building, and I'm going to have Kabe go around counterclockwise.
Okay.
And we'll meet up on the other side.
All right. So you go clockwise.
Yeah.
Okay. Kabe goes back to the alley on the right side of the house, and in order to go around, you'll have to walk in front of the alley they're in, but that's okay. You walk in front. You just like stroll past the alley and you get a good look at them. It's actually a group of 3 guys. 2 of them are like sitting down at a table, like at a not even a table. It's like a collection of junk. They're sitting down on like ramshackle chairs. And there's alcohol with them, so they have been drinking. And then there's one more on a platform near the 2nd story. It's like there's a set of wooden stairs that face the opening of the alley, and they go up, and there's a platform up at the top there with the door that leads into the 2nd story of the place. But he's just up there, just like kind of looking down.
That's where the 3rd guy is?
The 3rd guy, yeah. And then you can also see that there is a dip. A base looks like a stairway that goes down to a basement part on the from where you're looking. Here is where the stairway and the platform are, and then over on this side is like a bunch of junk, and those other 2 thugs are sitting there conversing with each other, and then there is behind that junk you can see that there is a not crevice, but you know how on the side of the street there's sometimes you'll see like there's like a dip, not a dip, but like I can't word, But it's like a basement dwelling. Like
Okay.
there's stairs that go down into a dugout part, into a dugout, but it's a part of the building.
Okay.
But you can't see anything down there. It's not lit at all, and the alley goes back to a wall, which is the other housings on the other side of the street, other side of the block. But it goes out. There's openings. There's openings in between those houses. So at the end of the alley, there's another alley that turns right and turns left.
Okay, so to be clear, so that staircase that you were talking about is on the outside
Yes.
of the building, and there's one guy up top.
Yeah.
The other two are inside.
Oh, the other two are just in the alley.
Oh, or in the alley.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. I don't mind if they see me.
Yeah.
Inevitably they will, just because I'm walking right past their alley.
Yeah, when you walked past, it looked like the only one who noticed you was the one
Up
at
top?
the top, but he just gave you a glance, and then once you kept going, he
Okay.
didn't really pay attention.
So once I see them, instead of turning into the alley, I am going to walk past the alley and go around the next building.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to assume that Kabe will do the same, because I don't want to just walk down their alley with no plan.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So you gotta look at what it looks like their hangout is, and you walk past and you keep going to the second set of the houses, and then there's another alley past that, and you go into that alley, and then once you go down that alley, you go into into the divide that divides each row of houses, and it's like the back side of the building. Some of them have doors that lead outside. There's a lot of trash back there. It's a place where they dump their trash, so it's a bit mucky and it smells terrible.
Right.
So you go down the middle, and then you see Kabe coming from the other way, and you're about to converge on the alley that the gang are. Once you come around the corner, Kabe walks past their alley and gets a look too, and then he comes to you.
Okay. So I'm gonna talk with him. Did you see anything on the far side of the house that could be of use?
You mean in the alley that I just walked past, or in their alley?
The alley that he walked past.
I mean, sorry, alley he walked through.
Yeah, that one.
Nothing but junk. I guess we could get some makeshift clubs there if you want to fight. Or...
No, that's a bad idea. Let's see. So there weren't any other stairs around the far side of the house that I was unaware of?
No. But
Okay.
if you look down the middle alley, the one that you're all in that separates the rows, you can see that there are some scaffoldings that head up to a second story. If you do go down there, you'll just have to hop. You'll just have to hop across roofs to get to them, because the roofs are sometimes connected with wire, which is used for hanging clothes, which probably wouldn't be able to support you. But then there are also some beams that jut out and crisscross onto other roofs as well. And these roofs are, I described them as thatched, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I redact that. The roofs are not thatched; they are tiled. They're tiled with not clay, but another material. But it's something you can walk across. It's not straw.
Okay.
And these houses are a bunch close enough together that if you wanted to jump from one house to another, you could definitely do that.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Kabe and say, you can do your magic thing to make it sounds, right?
Yeah, I can make some ghost sounds, some spooky stuff if you'd like.
Ghost sounds? Can you make it sound like guards?
Guards?
That's gonna be a weird sound.
I've never done specific voices, but I could certainly try something. And then you want me to draw out a thing? Oh wait,
That's up to you.
I don't think I can actually, because I lost my bag. My bag has all my markers in it.
Oh, never mind. GG. No worry.
No, don't even.
Just gonna scoop.
Okay.
No map. That's fine.
But yeah, Kabe says, yeah, I can throw my voice down somewhere, but I haven't been able to make it sound like multiple people.
Okay. Here's my plan. Kabe, you wait here. I'm gonna go sneak around the side of the building to a right around the corner to where they can't see me, but I can hear them. And I'm going to go and try and hear and see if I hear one of their names.
All right. I just stay here, hold down the fort.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right.
We're gonna do something with that name and that voice, so get that ready. I don't know what kind of magic shit you have to do.
I'll be getting ready for you. So Kabe like squats down, like looks behind the corner, and then like sits there, and you see him just like concentrate on nothing in particular.
Okay.
And then you said you were going to go back around to the front of the alley, or?
No. Okay. So this is the alley.
Yeah.
And this is the next building. I'm gonna be right here.
Okay.
To where they can't see me. I'm just like leaning against a wall or whatever, but I can hear them.
Okay. You go incognito, and you go back to the front of the building, and like just hang out like close to the wall behind the corner at the front, to where the guy up on the platform can't see you, and the two sitting in the alley definitely can't see you. You hear them just talking about random things going on in the city, things that like little jobs. If you an actual thief can even call what they're describing as jobs, just literally.
They're bragging about like stealing a loaf of bread.
Yeah, stealing a loaf of bread. One guy was like, "That's nothing. I pickpocketed some coins and jewelry off of a guy," and then the who you found out through listening, his name is Pelham.
Pelham. Okay.
And then one of the other one, Ramsey, whose you found out his name is through this eavesdropping. He says, "You can't pickpocket worth shit. The best you can do is slug a guy and take his things while he's down." And he's like, "Yeah, well, that's about the skinny of it." And then he laughs.
Okay. So now that I know their names, I'm going to go back to Kabe. Say, okay. So their names are Pelham and Gordon.
Ramsey. Ramsey.
Gordon Ramsay. Yeah.
Shut up. We're gonna cut that out.
Cool, take that out. So his name's Gordon and Pelham. So Pelham and Ramsey. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna need you to throw your voice and start yelling at Pelham. Just start insulting him, calling him a bitch, whatever you need to do. Make it sound like it's coming out of the hallway. I'm gonna be on the other side of the hallway, or the other side of the alleyway. And from there, at least one of them's gonna go look. From there, I can either sneak in or I can muscle them out and take back whatever they had.
Okay. I'll do you one better. I'm going to try and get the whole game to come out.
If you can do it, go for it.
Hey, I'm always up for a challenge. He gets up, he stretches, he takes his fingers, starts rubbing his throat, and he goes to throw his voice out towards the front of the alley that's actually facing the street. When he speaks, you don't hear sound coming from his mouth, even though you see it move. The sound, there's the words that he says, sounds as if they're coming from way down the alley, back over at the front, like he said he would do. And he says, "Oi, Pelham, you cockeyed son of a bitch."
10 out of 10.
10.
That's fantastic.
10 out of 10 sounds like a pirate. What?
Yar.
Yar.
You cockeyed son of a bitch.
And then all of the thugs stop immediately, and they turn towards the front of the alley. And then the one you assume is Pelham stands up off of his crate and says, "Who said that?" Kabe spouts more insults at the group, and eventually Pelham runs out to the street, and there's a few passerbys on the street, and he just locks eyes on one of them and just runs to them out of your view. His friend who was sitting on the crate down in the alley, he gets up too, but he points at the guy at top, and he says, "Burgess, stay here. I'm gonna go get Pelham," and he runs off after Pelham, and now it's just the thug on the platform that's still there.
One thug on the platform, I can take him. So I'm gonna, once they're gone, I'm gonna look and try and see, because if this is where they're hanging out, this is probably where they are stashing whatever they stole. Do I know what they stole?
No.
Okay.
You just know it was something potentially valuable.
Then I would assume that I would have an eye for things that are valuable then.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do a perception to see if there's anything in plain sight?
Sure.
17.
17. You get a good look at the alley, and there's a big. The thing that stands out to you most is just like the big heaping pile of junk that's sitting on the wall. It's kind of like that pile of junk that you have back in your alley where your gang hides out.
We're much better than them though.
But that's a potential hiding spot because you know that you guys will hide stuff in that garbage as well. Well, it's not like waste, but it's just like I said, junk, like wood, some glass, like stuff like that. It's not refuse, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But and some like derelict crates too. So that's where you guys normally hide your stuff, in the pile of junk. Because who looks for valuables in a pile of junk except for like
thieves do.
Except for like beggars or something. You keep looking around and you think that they could also have it because they have in like this the only like whole piece of crate that they have. All the crates in there are like all bust and stuff, but the table they were using is a giant whole crate, so it could possibly be in there. You also look into the dugout that leads into like a basement portion of the the basement portion of the house, and it looks like a place where you could hide valuables as well. So those are all potential places, but you don't see anything that stands out.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna walk in the alley, and I'm gonna shout to the guy that's up top.
Okay.
Were those your friends?
No, he turns around and he says, "Who are you?"
If those friends are going to fight that guy that I saw out there, you might want to help. There was this huge orc-looking dude who was pacing back and forth when I walked past there earlier, and he looked really mad and kept looking in your direction. He might kill your friends. I'm gonna bluff.
Okay.
22. Sense my motive, son.
He comes down from the platform, but he doesn't go out into the street.
He comes towards me.
Yeah, he comes towards you. And he says, "Who are you? Why are you?"
Because I don't want someone to die. That guy was huge out. Did you not see him? He was pacing back and forth.
He says, "No, I didn't see him." And he keeps walking towards you. He actually has.
I'm walking further into the alley as
you
we say this. Yeah,
Okay.
as we say this. So we're gonna meet probably in the middle, probably.
Okay.
Can I
And
say probably a couple more times? Probably.
nice joke.
Cut that out. Go on, cut that out.
But he reaches into his jerkin as he's walking towards you, and
Is he pulling out a weapon, or is his hand just resting in there?
right now it looks like his hand is resting in there.
Okay. I know what that means, so I'm gonna be like, hey man, you don't need to pull a weapon on me. You need to pull a weapon on the guy that's about to break your friend's neck.
Roll a bluff.
Bluff the out of this whole game. 23.
Wow, jeez.
Rolling good. However, I'm not gonna stop walking towards him.
Okay.
I want to make that clear.
All right. When you say this, he actually stops, and he like gives you like a look. Before it was kind of obvious that he didn't believe you, but now after you say this, he stops and like gives you a questioning look, and then like turns around to look back at the front of the alley, and you listen too, and you can actually like hear those two other goons. It sounds like they're fighting someone out there, or like beating someone up or something.
Mm-hmm.
He looks back at you, and you're still walking towards him, right?
Yeah. How close are we at this point?
At this point, you're almost within like 5 feet of him.
Okay.
And as you walk closer towards him, he actually starts to step back to make sure that you don't close the distance, like just slowly. And then he's gonna turn around and like walk towards the front of the alley.
Okay. Then as soon as he turns around, I'm going to try and knock him out.
Okay.
So once he's not facing me anymore, I'm going to try and punch for non-lethal damage.
Okay.
And this is... What is the rule for trying to knock someone out? Is it if you do a bunch... You have to do a certain amount of damage, and then if they fail a con test, right? Is that how that works?
I think so. Let me see.
I've got Stunning Fist, but I don't think that's what I'm looking for.
It sounds like something that you.
No, that's used to stun an opponent in a round, like for a round, because the stunned opponents can't do actions. Well, he's got to be level 1, and if I land a punch, I'm gonna statistically deal half of his health. And if you deal half of someone's health in one hit, they have to take a contest. And then if they fail that, then it's get wrecked. So I'm gonna roll the hit.
Okay.
Does he have is he still gonna have his dodge bonus?
No.
Or his dex bonus for his AC? Because he's not facing the right way?
You're gonna catch him. You're gonna catch him not flat-footed. Well, I'm gonna say it would be the equivalent of catching him flat-footed. So you'll be catching him like at his.
At a lowered AC.
Yeah, a lower AC. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to roll hit. Oh, I critted on him. Oh goodness.
Oh.
It's non-lethal damage. I said that beforehand. It's non-lethal damage.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna knock him the out.
Okay.
Let me roll to hit. So it's gonna be damage times 2. So how do you want to do crits? Do you want me to roll twice, or do you want me to take the first roll and then double it?
You know what? Yeah, first roll and double it.
First roll and double it. 16 damage.
All right. Describe how you knock him out.
I'm literally, as soon as he turns around, I'm going to take a step forward, at which point he'll instinctively start to turn back towards me and just straight across the jaw.
And
like Glass Joe from Punch-Out, just drops him.
Yeah, no, he spins around. He like spins around on his feet and then falls over.
Great. So now that that's taken care of, my knuckles are probably a little bit bloody because that was a very hard hit. But I'm going to start immediately searching through the area. Okay. I'm going to start, first off, I'm going to check that one crate that you said was not broken.
Okay. You turn over the crate. And crate is heavy. When you move it, you don't really hear any noise inside of it. Like it actually, and then you knock.
Empty?
Yeah, you knock on it and it sounds empty.
Okay. I'm going to then. What were the other places that you said?
The pile of junk and the dugout.
Pile of junk first.
All right.
Because I think dugout I might not be able to get into.
You can. The dugout has stairs that lead down into it.
Oh yeah, I thought the door was locked.
No, I mean.
I imagine those doors are locked. I guess you never said that. That's
yeah, the doors are locked, but I mean the dugout itself is accessible.
Okay. I'm gonna dig through the pile of trash first. I'm going to kind of toss stuff everywhere, wherever I need to. Specifically, I'm going to toss stuff in, like the direction that I'm going to toss stuff is going to be in the direction of that they ran off. So if they come back, then they have to jump over all kinds of trash to get me.
Okay.
So I'm going to toss trash and stuff that way. And I'm digging through the pile.
In the few seconds you're digging through it, it just looks like it's kind of like nothing but trash, and you like take and then you get like to a big tall crate and you just like push it over. It causes a lot of racket, by the way, but you don't see anything in the pile.
Okay.
It's just nothing but trash and refuse.
Of course. What kind of thief would I be if I didn't also rob the guy I just knocked out? So does he have a coin purse on him? Or anything of value that it looks like on him? I'll roll perception if I need to.
You don't need to roll a perception. Before you go that, while you're at the pile of trash, roll a perception.
24.
24. All right.
I'm rolling so good.
You as you're digging through the trash, you look into the street, and then when you get up to move over to the other guy, you look through the street again, and you actually see those two thugs. They're like standing over a guy who's just like in the street who's been like beat up, and then they see you. They see them inside their alley. When you go over to the guy, walk over to the guy, you see that they're like starting to run back, and they say,
"Where the f*** is Kabe? Kabe's one job was to distract these guys." So again, at a quick glance, does it look like the guy that I knocked out? Does it look like he has anything of value?
Yes, you can tell. You can tell that something.
Why did I not just wait and listen till they bragged about what they stole, so I knew what I was after? I'm a bad thief.
You saw something shiny fell out of his jerkin, or it's like laying next to him, but his like arm is covering it.
Okay, I'll run over. I'll kick his arm out of the way.
All right, it's a dagger.
It's a dagger. Is it a particularly fancy dagger?
It actually does. It looks like something that's of a masterwork quality, actually.
Neat. I will grab that. Now, knowing, I would have a general sense of how much a masterwork dagger is, right?
Yeah. Do you have an appraise skill?
I can roll appraise.
Yeah, do appraise.
This is going to be bad. 12.
Well, you know that weapons in general are usually pretty valuable. Like the common dagger is like 2 gold.
Regular dagger's 2 gold.
Yeah, but a masterwork dagger. This dagger looks like it's pretty ornate. Like he probably maybe have lifted it off of a noble walking in the street, or like just someone rich.
But I figure this probably isn't the thing that they robbed from the caravan.
I mean, it could be one of the things.
Okay. Knowing that, I'm going to go for the basement. So I'm going to pick up the dagger. Definitely stealing that. That's mine now. I'll put it in my belt or something. Mm-hmm. Find a way. Actually, I already carry a dagger on me. So I'm just going to try and, however jerry-rig I can get both daggers to be on me. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to have to carry the second one. Okay, so knowing that, I'm going to take his dagger and I'm going to run. And I'm gonna try and get down in that little ditch place, the place with the doors and the stairway leading down.
Okay. All right. So you go down. So you go down into the dugout. You just jump over like the wooden railing over it, and because it's not a far drop at all. So you just like don't even bother using the stairs. You just acrobat your way past that stuff.
Oh, now I know what the f you're talking about. I thought this was like a stairway leading down into doors, like a hurricane shelter deal.
Oh, no.
Versus, now I know what you're talking about with the railing. Now I get it.
Okay. But yeah, you go down there and you like look around and you hear the thugs get to the front of the alley, and you know that at the front because there's the sounds of like breaking wood and them kicking those crates and refuse out of the way. And then you actually like hear a grunt and a weird sizzling sound, like sizzling and popping sound. And then one of them screams, and the other says, "You bastard!" And like then
oh my god, I'm gonna have to have a talk with Kabe later, man. That is against the code. We don't kill people. We're not assassins. We're thieves. Lighting people on fire is not the code. I'm gonna be upset with him later.
All right. So that's what you hear, and then you hear that there's a fight. Then you hear like there's a scuffle going on. But roll a perception while you're down there.
17.
17? Okay. The whole thing is like made out of the whole thing's masonry. Like the bottom is like a stone cobblestones, and then like the side is also some sort of cobblestone that's
Okay, so this is like a store then, storeroom.
Yeah. But you see one of the bricks, and one of the bricks doesn't have
the plaster around, or the cement.
Yeah, the
whatever it is.
The whatever it's called. That a mortar. It doesn't have mortar around it, unlike all the other ones.
Okay, then I'm immediately gonna my eye goes to that, so I'm gonna immediately try and get that brick out.
All right. You can't. You try to grab it with your fingers, but you can't get a grip with your fingers to try and get it out.
I'm gonna take my shitty dagger, and I'm gonna use that as a wedge to wedge it in there and help work it out.
All right, you wedge it in there, and then as you're like wedging it out, it's actually moving now, and to where it's poking out enough to where you can grab it and like take it out, and then you reach in there, and you reach in there and you fumble around, and then you pull out like a canvas bag, a small canvas bag of stuff. You reach in there again. There's another canvas bag. You feel them, and it doesn't feel like a lot of weight, but there's like some stuff in this bag, and then you put your hand in there again, and you find a small box of something. It's just a small like wooden box.
All right, I'm trying to pull all this out as fast as I can.
Okay, you pull it out, and when you put your hand back in there, you don't feel anything else except just like dirt and stone.
Okay.
So you think you got everything out.
Okay, I'm not even gonna bother putting the brick back. At this point, I'm going to try and... So are the stairs that would lead down there leading towards the conflict?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm just going to try and climb my way up through the railing on the far side.
Okay. All right.
Is that a check?
Yeah, do a climb check. Do a climb check.
13.
Yeah, you get it. You climb up using the post as like rungs, and the cobblestone's is pretty rough anyway, so you can get like good foot grip on it when climbing it. You climb up there, and you have like all this stuff like in the folds of your robe, or holding onto it, stuff like that, and you turn around to the scene of the fight. And Kabe is right now fist fighting, but both of them actually, but one of them, their sleeve looks burned, and they have like burnt skin on their shoulder. But he's also still fighting, and Kabe is trying to hold both of them off, but it looks like he's not doing very well.
Okay. Then at that point, I'm going to yell, "Let's go!" I'm not going to say his name, but I'm just going to say, "Let's go!" Hopefully that will get their attention for long enough to give him a second.
You say what you say. They look at you for just a second, but that's all the time that Kabe needs. He does something with his hands, and he breathes in a deep breath, and then when he exhales, mist comes out of his mouth. Yes. And he basically casts obscuring mist.
Hell yeah.
And it basically obscures vision in the entire alley almost.
Okay, then we just book it.
All right. Alright, so you head back to the hideout, but when you get there, Kabe's not there yet.
Okay, then I'm gonna wait for him.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a look at what we got, at the pole we got, but I'm waiting for him.
Alright. So, all the loot that you got.
Excuse me.
Out of everything you got two small canvas bags.
Yes.
They're about you can like hold one in just one of your hands. They're pretty small.
Okay.
And then you got that box, small box, also pretty small. You can hold it in your hand. It's about the size of your palm, actually, the box is. So what do you want to check first?
I'll check the box first.
All right, you check the box, and inside the box, a small, even in that box, a small silk bag, and then like a square something with like paper wrapped around it.
Okay.
Like in a paper wrapping.
Okay. I'll open up the paper wrapping.
All right, you open up the paper wrapping, and what you have is chocolate.
Swag. I'm gonna share that with Kabe.
So just a good old-fashioned chocolate bar.
Nice. All right. So that was everything in the box?
No, then you had that silk bag.
Oh, okay. I thought that was in the silk bag. Okay, silk bag. Yeah.
The silk bag inside the box. You open it up, and inside of it looks like some sort of herb. Do an appraise.
Okay. Nope. 3.
Yeah, you're not sure what it is. All you know is like some sort of herb, probably.
Okay. So now we've got the 2 canvas bags.
All right. You open one of the canvas bags, and when you open it out, you just kind of like dump it out onto one of your barrels you use as a table, and out rolls dice and dominoes.
Nice.
Now, you look at these. Yeah, do an appraise for these as well.
13.
13. Okay. So you can tell the dominoes are made out of some sort of ebony wood.
Okay.
So it's actually pretty slick and fancy looking. And then the dice are made out of ivory.
Oh, nice. That's got to be actually pretty valuable then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's in the last bag?
In the last bag, you open it up and it's a deck of cards.
Cool. Okay.
That's not it. Oh, sorry. That's not it. Also in the bag with the deck of cards is a collection of gold. It's 10 gold pieces.
Hell yeah, it is. Yeah, boy. Sweet. So has Kabe not shown back up yet?
While you're looking at all that stuff, you hear someone come behind you, and you look around, and it's good old Kabe, but he's got a massive shiner on his face, and he just sort of looks at you with a very irritated face, and says as he's walking over to his chair, "I really hope what we got was something worthwhile."
I show him 10 gold.
Well, that gets meat, I guess. He goes to reach for it.
I let him take it.
Okay. Then he says, "So what special trinkets that these thugs have?"
Well, I'm gonna say first we raided their snack jar, and I'm gonna pull out the chocolate bar. I'm gonna let him take the first bit.
Kabe sees the chocolate bar, and he says, "Oh, sweet Callister, thank you." And he takes a bit, and he breaks off half of it. And it doesn't look like he's gonna break that half that he has off, and he's about to put it in his mouth. He's gonna.
I'm not a man to tell another man how to eat.
All right, he just breaks off half of the chocolate bar, and he starts scarfing it down.
Okay, I'm gonna take the other half.
All right.
I'm gonna wrap it back up and put it somewhere. I don't want it to melt. I'm not that concerned about this chocolate bar. I'm gonna slowly eat as I show him the rest of it. Small bites. I'm gonna relish it.
Okay. You show him.
Is this like bitter dark chocolate, or is this like?
It's bitter, but it's not like. It's not as bitter as dark chocolate.
Okay.
Not that bitter. There's some sweetness to it.
Cool.
But I guess not as sweet as milk chocolate, I guess.
I'm gonna get rid of chocolate bar off this list because I just ate the out of it. Hell yeah.
I think I'll have it now.
Okay, and then I'm gonna show him the deck of cards, the dice, and the dominoes all at once.
You show him the other things, and he kind of stops.
I've not shown him the dagger or the herb yet.
Okay. He stopped, and he just kind of stops mid chew, and he says, "What's all this?"
This was also in their possession. These dice and dominoes look nice to me. I think we can get a good price for them. I'm gonna be like, look. These dice are ivory, and these dominoes, rare wood. We can get a couple pieces of gold for this.
They look normal to me.
Well, you are not as well-rounded in the world of gambling your life away.
Like you are?
Shut up.
So I burned a guy.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about that.
What?
We gotta be. It's against the code to try and kill someone. You know that, right?
I wasn't trying to kill him.
All right. Fireballs, though.
It wasn't a fireball. First of all, I wish I could do fireballs, but I can't. I just touched him. Made sure my hand was hot enough to catch straw on fire, and I burned him a little. He was trying to get to you. I was trying to stop them. Wasn't that what I was supposed to do in the first place?
Yes, but remember the code, man. The code.
Oh.
I know you don't care about it the way I do, but still, if you're working with me, I'm gonna do my best to hold you to it.
Okay, fine. What, do you want me not burn anybody anymore? What do you want me to do?
If it can kill someone, don't do it. Anything that you go knock him out, you'll notice the guy that I had to deal with was unconscious because that's what I did. I didn't kill him, didn't bring him close to death, it just knocked him out.
He gives you sort of incredulous look. He says, "Okay, fine. All right, Dem. Gets a scout salute going. I swear I will not kill anybody if I can help it."
Thank you.
You happy?
Yes.
Cool.
Do you know what this herb is? And I'm gonna pull up the herb and show him.
He takes it. He kind of sniffs it. No clue.
Cool. We'll show it to Greg.
Might be tobacco. Want to smoke it?
Yeah, man. Let's blaze it.
No,
I'm not. I'm gonna show it to Greg.
I joke anyway. It doesn't smell like tobacco, but I have no clue what it is. Probably some sort of herb. But yeah, Greg would know. And if Greg doesn't know, Destino would probably know too. Mm-hmm. If she's not out fucking gallivanting somewhere.
And I'm gonna also show him the dagger. I'm not gonna give this one to him because this is mine. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna be like, yo, check out this dagger.
Ooh, may I? And he reaches out his hand like to just like.
I hand it to him.
Right. He looks at it. Did you get the sheath with it?
No.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure we can find something.
Yeah.
Most daggers are the same size anyway. He takes it like sort of a weighs it in his hand. He's like, He tilts it so where it glints in the sun, and you see that as he does that, there's actually looks like there's some sort of design in it. And he says, "Ooh, this blade might have some silver in it." And he hands back the blade to you. If that's the case, then you, my friend, may have some sort of alchemical weapon. Although I guess we don't really find any fairies or werewolves to use silver weapons on around here, though.
Can I appraise that and see if I know generally how much it'd be worth?
Sure.
Nope.
No.
2.
Oh, yeah.
Appraise is not my strong suit.
Yeah, you hear the word silver and you think, oh, that must like really bump up the price to like at least 100 more than what it. Well, it's masterwork, so at least 200 more than what a normal dagger would be worth.
Firmly convinced, like I struck gold. Okay, cool.
You struck silver, my friend.
Struck silver, hell yeah. Okay, so then after that, haven't eaten anything yet. What time of the day is it? It's gonna be like 11 o'clock now, right?
Yeah, it was pretty early morning when you fought the gang, and you ran around for at least an hour before getting back to where y'all normally to your normal hideaway. Okay. Quote hideaway unquote. It's just an alley behind a tavern. But yeah, it's a little before lunchtime, but it wouldn't be out of the question to.
With all the running around and excitement that we got into today, I think it's probably a good idea to go have a bite to eat. So I'm gonna head over to the tavern.
I agree with you, friend. Let's.
We can also get something to put on that eye of yours.
Yeah. Kabe says, "Good old Walsh. You can rely on him for some things.
For a bite to eat.
That's about it. But good guy. Yeah. Let's get some grub.
Yeah."
The tavern you'll go into is a tavern run by a man by the name of Walsh. And Walsh is actually pretty good friends with Greg, and he is friendly towards y'all's gang. Not just because you make your hideout right behind his tavern in the alley, but also because y'all have never really bothered him. Y'all have stayed relatively friendly, and you even chased off some criminals, some thugs that were trying to get protection money from Walsh, and because of that, he's taken a liking to y'all and allows y'all to come into the tavern whenever y'all like, and will usually give everything on his menu at half price for you guys. Alright, so y'all head into the tavern and y'all sit down. Y'all sit down like in a corner near a window. And where you can see like the rest of the tavern. You like to make sure you like to put your back against a wall so that no one can get behind you and you can see what all that's going on. You get Walsh to come over, and Walsh, and you ask Walsh, well, what he's cooking back there, and Walsh says that he has just some simple leek and potato soup.
Can we get a description of Walsh?
Walsh?
Walsh.
Yeah. Walsh is a fairly old man, probably in his 40s. Although he's already starting to go bald. The only hair that he has left is along the crown of his head, and it's already grayed. He's a pretty portly individual, and his apron, to be honest, looks fairly disgusting. Like he hasn't washed it, or at least it's been like heavy use for a while, or like this morning. But yeah, Walt's just like a gruff but happy-looking tavern owner.
Okay, so when Walt comes over, I'm going to say, Walt, you look as beautiful as ever. What do we have in the kitchen today?
Thanks, Dem. You know how to flatter me. Today I'm just cooking some typical leek and potato stew for now.
Great. So he said he's got soup?
Yes.
Is that what he said?
Leek and potato stew.
That sounds delicious. I'm going to ask for a bowl of that.
Alright, and he asks Kabe, what'd you like, Kabe? Kabe just kind of like, he's kind of actually like staring off into space a little bit. And he says, and then he like shakes his head and says, I'm sorry, what? I asked, what would you like to eat? He says, just some bread and cheese, please. So Walsh goes into the back and comes back out, and he gives you your stew, Kabe his bread and cheese, and he also sets out a pretty large bottle of stout beer for you to drink, and 2 tin mugs. And he says, y'all enjoy yourselves, and then he goes back to his business.
Okay. As he leaves, I say, the tab's on Kabe today.
Walsh responds, of course it is, of course it is. Kabe's a good man, aren't you, Kabe? Kabe says, I'm sorry, what? And he just like looks out this breadcrumbs all over his mouth. So you really think all this stuff that we got from this gang is really worthwhile? Worth something?
Well, I mean, they were bragging about it, but at the same time, judging by the other stuff that they were bragging about, I think this might actually be the heist that they were talking about. I mean, it's just trinkets to us, but like, they were also bragging about pickpocketing like 5 gold from a random guy. It's like, their scale for what is a big heist is not the same as ours. So this might actually be what it is.
Well, that's disappointing. Although then again,
I still taught them a lesson to not be boasty and stuff like that about jobs in general, given a bad name to us hard-working, honest thieves.
Truly.
I'm going to say that nice and quietly, actually. I don't want to yell that out in the middle of a tavern.
So it's around this time that you see the door to the tavern open. You look over and you see that it's Griggs, the tall, brownish orc. All 6'5" of him, probably weighs up to 300 pounds. A true monster, if there ever was one.
Returning heavyweight champion.
Do you want to cut that out too?
Keep that in, Cole.
Good jokes.
Keep that in. Keep all of it in. Don't actually cut anything. Cut that out, Cole.
Sorry. I'm sorry. We'll cut that out, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Griggs interesting.
Play it by ear, Cole.
Play it by ear, future me. Quite literally. But yeah, Griggs enters the establishment. He scans the room and he sees y'all at the far end of the common area. He walks over to y'all. He nods to you, nods to Kabe, and sits down. And y'all sit there in silence for a little bit.
I wouldn't sit there in silence. I would tell him that we got back those guys. It was just trinkets really that they had, but there were a couple things that we didn't necessarily know the value of.
What kind of trinkets were they?
I got a sweet dagger. They got this herb that I don't know what it is. We've got some nice dice and some nice dominoes and a deck of cards.
Here, let me see that.
And 10 gold. Kabe has that.
Kabe has the 10 gold?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I hope Kabe knows that he's going to be buying us lunch. Aren't you, Kabe? Kabe just says...
What?
Still stuffing his face. But yeah, let me see that saffron.
Okay. Is it saffron?
Let me see that herb you were talking about.
That herb that I definitely didn't just name. Here you go.
Yes, thank you. But no, yeah, he takes it, he looks at it, and he like sticks his finger in there and like takes something out and like tastes it, and he says, "This is saffron." So he ties it back up, and he says, "So at least we'll be able to get a good price on that stuff. Usually a pack of saffron like that costs 20 gold pieces, so it'll be something. But when you say trinkets, what do you mean? Like, what else did you get?
I'm gonna show him the dice, dominoes, and cards.
He like looks through it, looks at the dice, looks at some of the dominoes. It's a full set, by the way, the full set of dominoes. He says, made out of valuable stuff.
Told you. I say to Kabe.
And Kabe's like, what?
What?
I think the dice I could probably get for ivory, probably 5 gold pieces. Although these dominoes, though, it's not just ebony wood, it's also the dots on them. And he hands them to you. He says, they're actually made out of mother of pearl.
Oh. So how much do you think we can get for it?
Probably, I'd say I'll try to pitch 25 to the fence. Now, is there anything else?
I got a dagger that I want to keep myself, but...
Sure, fair enough.
I'll show it to him at least.
Show the dagger?
Yeah.
Okay, you show him the dagger and he looks at it and he's like, ooh, sure you don't want to sell this, for the gang? He like kind of like stares at you expectantly.
Now, if I hold on to it, it doesn't disappear forever, Greg. You know that, right?
I guess you're right, Dem. I can't argue with that. Here. He hands you back your dagger. But for real, we should probably sell that.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But just hold on to it. You did do the score yourself. Even though I am your leader, I can't take what you took. Or at least I can give you like a portion of something. But yeah, keep the dagger. Although if you do sell it, make sure some of those proceeds go towards, our community.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. He takes everything.
Yeah, I should sell this dagger. I'm having regrets already. I should sell the dagger. 322 gold. That's a lot of gold. And I already have a dagger. I should sell the dagger. I'm gonna give him the dagger. I'm gonna tell him to sell the dagger.
You give him the dagger. Greg says, "You're a good man, Dem."
I don't like it, but sometimes I do have to be a good guy.
Truly. Well, I have a very easy way for you to make your money back, though.
I look at him expectantly.
Alright, so this doesn't really concern Kabe, but Kabe seems to be up to his own thing. Kabe just looks up and says, huh? But I think I have something. I think I have something big.
Okay. What?
I don't think I've told you this yet, but I've actually gotten into contact with the one and only Mr. Travoy.